Hey, friend, and welcome to Perfect Periods, the place where we discuss how to navigate different periods of life while perfecting our actual period. What, like it's hard? I'm your host, fertility awareness educator, Berri on Berri, but you can call me Berri. Here, you'll be educated, equipped, and empowered with all the tools, knowledge, and resources you need to master your cycle so you can master your life. Now grab your favorite beverage and maybe a notebook, and let's dive right on in. Hello, Flow Tribe, and welcome back to another episode, y'all. Listen, in today's episode, I'm going to be sharing my unpopular opinion about cycle syncing. And, as somebody who is a fertility awareness educator, somebody that is literally the poster child for aligning with your cycle, living in sync with your cycle, I feel like it is just time for me to talk about this because low-key cycle syncing is getting suspect because people don't know this. So let me just set the record straight once and for all. Cycle syncing is not about following the grocery list, reading the book, or completely working out in sync with your cycle every single day. That is not what cycle syncing is about. Cycle syncing is about connecting to yourself. Cycle syncing is about turning down the noise of the external world and turning up your ability to listen to yourself and your body. That is what cycle syncing is about. I cannot tell you how many times I have been scrolling through TikTok or Pinterest or Instagram and I've come across the right way to cycle sync. And I'm like, listen, y'all are missing the mark. So, baby got to get everybody together. Hey, I'm baby, in case you're wondering. And just set the record straight. Cycle syncing is about connecting to your body. Cycle syncing is about listening to your intuition and trusting yourself. And that is it. That is all. I am so sick and tired of everybody literally saying, Berri, I don't know how to eat in sync with my cycle. And I'm like, sis, there's a grocery list on my Instagram, on my TikTok, on my Pinterest that tells you what foods to eat when. Well, yeah, but that's stressing me out. Then that's not serving you. Cycle syncing is designed to serve you and designed to be this guide for you. Why, oh why are you getting stressed out about the food somebody else says you should be eating? Do you like garbanzo beans? Yes or no? Think about it. Yes? Okay, then go ahead and eat them. Do you not like them? Then don't eat them. Do you like beetroot powder? Yes or no? I don't really know. Okay, then go ahead and try it out. It's literally this open invitation for you to get to know yourself. Don't get so fixated on what everybody and their mama is saying that you forget that the point is to connect to yourself. And I'm saying this as somebody who's kind of gone down the rabbit hole. I've gone down the rabbit hole of being really, really regimented and militant with my own self and then being like, I hate this. I've also gone down the rabbit hole of just being so fluid and intuitive. And I'm like, okay, I like this, but I do need a little bit of structure to make my life easier. To now I have this very much so pleasant as well as present experience with my cycle and how I sync up with it. And the reason I'm saying this is because, again, I have also been a practitioner, an educator, a coach, and a consultant. And I have literally gone from one way of teaching and helping people to doing it a completely different way. And the reason I've done that is because what I've realized is it's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Right? So case in point, we all know I recently released the Cycle Support Planner, which is my digital planner designed to help those of you who want to align with your cycle and simplify it. Okay. It's a $10 planner. It's linked down in the show notes. The reason I created that is because I found out there were 5 things I was doing every single day to support my cycle. But also there were things I was doing that other people weren't doing, like creating a grocery list for each phase of my cycle that was mindful of how to eat for each phase. So rather than tell you, eat these foods and only eat those foods, what I decided to do was create a space for you to say okay, this is how my body operates when I'm menstruating. These are the things I need to focus on. And then also, these are the foods I like. Literally, I created the cycle support planner so that you have this fluidity and flexibility to lean into syncing with your cycle in a way that aligns with you and your lifestyle. It's time for us to realize that the phrase, my body, my choice, applies to all of the things. Okay. And I'm sorry if that phrase really triggered you, but also, like, you can tell that the intention isn't to trigger you. If you are saying my body, my choice when it comes to something, trigger warnings such as abortion, keep that same freaking energy across the board with all things. I kind of think it's a toxic statement, but at the same time, I think it's really important that you guys realize that your health is your responsibility. Your ability to implement syncing with your cycle is on you. The way that I teach people how to align with their cycles is so different than everybody else, because I don't care if you check my boxes of taking the probiotics I recommend or taking the drinkable multivitamin that I recommend. What I care about is that you understand the 4 phases of your cycle and you know how to utilize it as this blueprint. So you understand what your energy levels are doing and what your hormone levels are doing and what your body would actually need during this time to operate in an optimal way. It's not about the checklist for me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm so over it at this point where I'm just like, girl, did you get your protein, healthy fat, and fiber? Okay, sis. So this is what else you need to be doing. Like, I literally cannot tell you how many times I talk to people throughout the day who are like, I'm so stressed out because I'm not working out in sync with my cycle. And I'm like, why are you stressing over this? Your stress is making your period worse. Like, case in point, if your cortisol increases, more often than not, estrogen increases. And if estrogen increases, then that means there's going to be some type of inflammation in the body. If there's inflammation in the body, that can lead to higher levels of prostaglandins that we don't want. And those higher levels of prostaglandins are linked to cramps and dysmenorrhea and so on and so forth. But y'all don't hear me though, right? Y'all don't really hear me. But if you did, which is what I teach you, right? If you did know that, you would be like, okay, I'm not going to stress about the fact that I'm not working out in sync with my cycle. I felt like going to the gym and lifting heavy today, even though I was on my period. But guess what? I feel great, and so does my body. Ooh, what a concept. What a concept. You know what I'm saying? And like, also let me preface, I know this is coming off like real intense, but it's like, I am so at my wits' end dealing with people who are just like, I'm not perfect. Nobody is. You ain't Jesus, girl. Okay? We're not supposed to be perfect. We're literally supposed to have this experience. We're supposed to do trial and error. It's okay. It's part of being human, right? And so, like, you know, I want you guys to keep that in mind, because like, if cycle syncing is stressing you out, I want you to stop doing it. I said what I said. Like, if cycle syncing is causing more harm than it is good, you shouldn't be doing it. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. Okay. Now, my other program, Workflow, for instance, right? The amount of you who enrolled in the program and then have given me feedback is unmatched. But you guys were like, I can't believe you simplified it in such a way that it makes sense for everyone. And I'm like, that was the point. The point is for you all to realize that your brain does change throughout each phase of your cycle, and you can utilize that to your advantage. No, you don't necessarily only have to set goals when you're on your period. You can also set goals every single day. It doesn't matter. It's just to say that, hey, when you're on your period, your ability to kind of dream and like vision cast is a lot better or more intense and more vivid when you're on your period as opposed to like when you're PMSing, right? A lot of people think that cycle syncing is all about being perfect and like having the perfect practice, when cycle syncing is simply about tuning into your body and cranking up what it's saying. Like, turn up. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, I know, again, I know the delivery of this was like super intense, but also at the same time, like sometimes I just want to like scream it from the rooftop. Like, oh my gosh, I almost screamed in that moment, but seriously. So I hope this has been supportive to you. And if it has, let me know by sending me a DM over on Instagram. And if you are looking for tools that are going to simplify the practice of cycle syncing for you and your life, make sure you're checking out the things that I'm sharing with you. And yes, do I think they're amazing? Absolutely. Why do you think I created them? Do I think they're the best on the market? 100%. Would I ever get rid of them? I don't plan on it unless God says otherwise. They're here for the long haul. And the reason I say that is because I design these tools thinking about the fact that we all have different needs. We all have different roles. We have different priorities. And as modern women, it is time for us to take back, one, the word woman, which is a whole different story. But number two, we need to realize that our intuition and our ability to listen to it is what's going to heal us as a woman and as a collective. So as always, I'm sending you big love and extra flowy vibes, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, there's a little spicy vibes too. Hey friend, if you enjoyed today's episode, can you do me a solid and leave a rating and review? And if you have some friends going through a different period of life where they want a little bit more peace, or perhaps they just want a better period, make sure you share this with them, because here we're all about having a period and a life, an enjoyable one at that. As always, I'm sending big love and flowy vibes.